Hello and welcome to another edition of Paydirt Remote. I'm your host, Dominic Piper, editor of Paydirt. Today I'm joined by Nigel Ferguson, Managing Director of AVZ Minerals, who have the Manono Lithium project in the DRC. Nigel, thanks for joining us.
Welcome, Dominic. Thank you very much.
Nigel, it's been an exciting and momentous week for you. You've put a DFS out for your Manono Lithium project this week. The obvious question is, were you pleased with the outcomes of the feasibility study?
Yes, most definitely, Dominic. It's not just 1 week that's been momentous. It's been probably 6 months of work to get to this point. A couple of weeks late with getting it out, but we just wanted to make sure we crossed our T's and dotted our I's. But yeah, look, the numbers look fantastic.
You're right, there is a lot of work to get through. What are the main areas of work before you can, one, get it a decision to mine, and then two, get into development?
Well, we've got quite a bit more negotiation to do. Some of the numbers we've utilised in fixing prices for us are off the book, so we've got quite a fair bit of negotiation to go there. We also have a fair bit of work to do with the special economic zone, which we've engaged with the government. They're very keen to get moving on it. And of course, COVID-19 came in and put a stop to travelling. So we've had to do a fair bit of that purely by email and telephone.
The special economic zone obviously gives you some tax relief. Can you just explain a little bit about how it works and what you think it can provide for the project economics?
Certainly. The idea of the special economic zone is that you have one or two entities which are the foundation to the zone to basically uplift the territory or the area that you've been given. So we're hoping that Manono will be the basis for that. And as the cornerstone shareholder in the SEZ, we're hopeful of having some fairly substantive discounts to taxation, VAT, import-export duties. We haven't included any of those in the DFS, but look, the government is very, very keen to support this. We understand that right from the beginning when we started discussions with them, and we're very hopeful that we're going to have a lot more benefit come to AVZ, and obviously that will feed back into the local communities there as well.
Just on the project itself, I know it's in the DFS, you're considering essentially two products, a standard lithium concentrate, the like of which we've seen from the established Australian producers, but also a lithium sulfate product. Can you explain the differences that the lithium sulfate brings and what market you're looking to achieve through that?
Certainly. We've got, as you say, the two products, the SC6, which is a regular spodumene concentrate, although we believe that we can probably get it above 6%. We'll be producing 700,000 tonnes of that per annum. And from that 700,000 tonnes, we'll be pinching essentially about 155,000 tonnes to put into the sulfate plant. Now, the sulfate plant is essentially one of the process flow components to making hydroxide. So it's basically calcining of the spodumene into a crystal form. So we heat it, we treat it, we convert it from an alpha to a beta, we digest it, and then we make it into a crystal powder. So we're reducing 3 tonnes of material on the road. It's just a much better scenario for us. It's a higher value product. It's about 10 times more than your lithium concentrate at the moment. So we're looking to do a double whammy on that, basically reduce our transport costs and provide a high-grade product to the market. It's not something that everybody else has been doing. Nobody's really looked at it. I think they've always gone for traditional DMS, flotation, and then hydroxide. And there are quite a lot of problems with the process. It's not as simple as everybody makes out, I don't think. So we're trying to keep it under that KISS principle of making it very simple for us to produce an intermediary product.
Yeah, obviously, now that you've got the DFS out and you've paved the way for that lithium sulfate product, you can go out and talk to offtake partners and users of the lithium concentrate. How are those? Have you started those discussions, and if so, how are they going?
We've got several companies very interested in products, and not just the SC6. we're getting good interest from potential hydroxide plants for the sulfate side of things as well. Now the DFS is out, everybody's looking at it saying, okay, that's where they're going, fantastic, let's start up negotiations. And the phones have been not running hot, but they've certainly been continuously coming through regarding sulfate and offtake for the projects.
What financing negotiations have you had so far, and do you know what, are you set on what financing path you'll go down?
We've got a few people signed up already, and on non-exclusive basis to investigate funding. They're again, Dominic, they've been looking for our DFS before they can actually put it in front of them and come back. But they have that now, and we've had interest to get more details. It'll be a traditional debt equity gearing ratio. I don't want to go down the track of too much equity. That's my preference at the moment. I'd like to preserve as much as possible the shareholders' interest at the moment. So if we can gear it a bit higher on the debt funding side of things, I'm comfortable doing that. I think the project can actually handle that. It turns over, life of mine, $380 million a year. So we should be able to finance the funding that's required for the capex of $550 million.
The DRC has a reputation, unfounded or not, for being a difficult place to work. How have you found operating there? And you sound pretty confident about your relationship with the government.
Look, I think there's less risk working in the DRC than there is in a lot of other countries around the world. We've been operating, well, I've been operating there since about 2004. And to get things done in country, yes, there's the usual African hurdles to be able to get over. However, we've done extremely well with this project. It's in the spotlight. The head of governments in the departments, from the ministries through to President Tshisekedi himself, is very keen to see this project move forward. From our understanding of it, we'd certainly like to see if we can bring some substance back to the Manono territories and the province itself, and benefit the people there as well.
Great, Nigel. Thanks very much for your time today. It's an exciting DFS, and although a challenging time for everybody, hopefully you can continue the work and get to a decision to mine later this year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dominic.